Hey, what is going on? Is Verizon still reporting outages? I'm not sure. I'm trying a different browser. Has a lot of security features, but it's just not working with StreamYard. But it could be a problem with Verizon too. I don't know. Bad time to test shit out. What's going on, spokesman? Hey, I just hit you up because I hadn't seen you around in a while. Just checking on you. I guess you're still technically alive if you're answering me back. What am I doing here? I don't know. Can you guys hear me? What's going on, Blues Rider? What's up, Cat Eyes? What's up, Junie? What is up, Spokesman? What's up, Matt? What's going on, Melinda? Oh, good stream earlier, Matt. I was wanted to come up, but I was at my house at the time, and I don't going live there or trying to go on stream from there doesn't work very well. So I ran out here to mom and dad's. What's going on, Danielle? I kind of doubt that Mitch will come up because the last time we were face to face, he got all flustered and started stuttering and backtracking and all that kind of stuff. He didn't seem to enjoy it. So I don't know. We'll see. Damn it, I'm lost. But anyway, the link is open. Um, Anybody can jump up here for any reason. I'm just gonna space out here for a second and think of all the nasty things that I would like to do to Danielle. I think she's a nice girl. You know, the nice girls that won't press charges. What's going on, OJ? Hey, your wrench finally stuck. How about that? What's going on, community come over? What's up, Lisa? What is up, FCC? Yeah, I mean, I kind of, unless somebody asks me directly, I don't really usually go up on other people's streams, but sometimes I'll do it. Cop calling us for pussies. Right on, Danielle. I like the way you think. You're going to go far here. Let me grab a drink because I feel like I'm making mouth noises. Who be calling the cops? Oh, you know how it is. Dating and kidnapping are just semantics. Sometimes they play hard to get. And I know this is going to be clipped and replayed many times. See, the nice thing is though is by the time the cops show up, the girl is already handcuffed for him, so it's all right. Stop staring, FCC. You're making me nervous. You missed the sunrise show? Yeah, those are my favorite too. But when I do those, it's not because I'm up early. It's because I'm still up from the night before. And you know how it is this time of year. The sunrises come later and later. So I've been trying to get to bed before dawn. So, but yeah, those are my favorite ones. Everything's nice and chill most of the time. What's going on, Josh? Got into an argument a couple of days ago with a redneck. It was about Jews, and I was kind of standing up for. I don't know why. I don't really like Jews, but he's like, I bet you don't even know any Jewish people. I'm like, oh yeah, I know two of them. One of them's kind of an asshole, and I wouldn't want to see him be shoved into an oven. But if it had to happen, he would have to go first. That's all I'm saying. Danielle, well, you can hop down here anytime. Chuckles. Oh no, I know three Jews. Never mind. Yeah, okay. I forgot about her. Anytime you're ready, Danielle. Just don't tell anybody where you're going. You'll have to you'll have to be blindfolded if you want to see my secret spots. Not the whole time, just on the way there, on the way back, or possibly while we're there. I don't know. Who knows? It's up to you. Whatever the mood brings. We have a resident chat Jew, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm down for it. Danielle, I'll send a. You just keep your bag packed and with you at all times because I'll send a white van and you'll be quickly escorted inside and delivered. It'll be the one that says free waxing on the side. I found out I started using DuckDuckGo, and like they give you a free VPN and um, like all your little apps that spy on you and report to each other. They block all that shit. What else do they do? Oh, they give you you can send your regular email through them. When you email somebody, they take all the trackers off. Like you go to certain websites and they follow your email back to the source. They block all that shit. So, but the problem is it doesn't get along well with StreamYard. A van full of kittens. Well, we gotta soften it up somehow. We don't want you laying on the cold metal floor now, do we? Nice little Catskill rug. I'm feeling ornery. I did pin the link, didn't I? Hold on. Yeah. Link. I came all the way out here to start shit. Nobody wants to start shit. Oh yeah, I did. New TBS hype. What's that about, Josh? So you were just Camilla Harris vice president. Nominees seem like one hell of a blowhard. They all are. I don't trust any politicians at all. It's just you just gonna have to pick which one you think is gonna do the least amount of damage to the country. I'm voting Dunning Kruger for 2024. They seem to be very popular now. What's the I can't click the link right now, Josh. What's the new TBS hype about? Another story that only shows partial facts. Where is everybody at? I know that YouTube's back to not sending my notifications to very many people. They've been suppressing about everything I've put out lately. Probably because I'm not putting out as much. I kind of got burned out, and I was doing kind of doing an experiment. Like I was surprised to hell when I got to 1,000 subs. I never thought it would happen. I'm like, well, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing to see if I can get to 2,000. My goal was 2,000 subs or 70,000 watch hours or a million views, and uh, I got way more than the 70,000 watch hours. I hit the 2,000 subs, and I've almost got a million views. So I'm just kind of, yeah, that part of the experiment is over. So I'm not uploading as much. And YouTube doesn't like that. When you slow down, they're like, oh, fuck you. What's going on, JFK? Yeah, they're all blowhards. I don't really watch a whole lot of politics anymore. Just enough to kind of know what's going on, and like it's always been the same shit ever since I can remember. People think no matter who gets elected, there are people that think that that person's going to bring the country to an end. And yeah, shit'll get bad, but it never gets as good or as bad as what people think, no matter who gets elected. And I've always been a, hey, what's up, Jenny? I've always been a, I mean, it's because of where we live. You got to stay prepared all the time because when a bad snowstorm or tornado goes through, you can be without power for a couple of weeks. So we always got to stay prepared no matter what. Um, but I've always done like a step above, and ever since I started paying attention to this stuff, like whether it's Y2K or a comet, like there's always something that everybody, not everybody, that but a lot of people think is gonna bring an end to the world as we know it. Now, it won't take much to take our power grid down. I mean, they can detonate an EMP 100 miles above the Earth, and it'll completely destroy our power grid. Our power grid is very fragile. A solar flare could take it out. Um, but people's like, oh, the Y2K is gonna, the government's gonna use it to shut us down, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And I think the closest they came was the fucking coronavirus. I mean, we know now some things that are facts that people would say was a conspiracy theory 3 years ago. And they still call it a conspiracy theory, even though they know it's true. Fucking Fauci, that motherfucker. Um, so it's like we're always dangling on the edge, but haven't quite been pushed over it yet. Now, I do think it'll happen one day. It's just that the whole time since I was a teenager that I've been paying attention to it, there's always something that people are saying, oh, this is going to bring an end, blah, blah, blah. And then we get past it. I think when it does happen, it only takes a flick of a switch to shut down the entire internet. I mean, that's a thing. And when that happens, like personally, I can't wait. I can't wait to go back to the days when there's no internet. All you motherfuckers will be starving to death and fighting each other in the streets, and I'll be sitting back laughing at you. Yes, Jamie, there is gonna. Well, hopefully, we'll see. I don't really have a plan. Power gonna be out around election time. Be ready. Yeah, that's a possibility. Then they'll say, "Oh, we had to hand count. We had to hand count all these ballots that we're never gonna let you see." Um, Never mind the fact that a bunch of dead people voted. Do you think we have an iron dome like Israel? Yeah, we do. Um, it's not as infallible, and it doesn't cover the entire country. But yeah, they got stuff that we don't even know about. What's going on, Myth Claus? Verizon alluded to hacking. Yeah, see, yesterday I kept trying to go live, and every time I went live, my 5G or whatever it is would just stop. I thought it was related to the hurricane, but I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. It could be hacking. That's another thing. Um, I think that's a bigger threat to us. Hacking is probably a bigger threat to us than missiles because that's another thing that could shut the power grid down. Starlink. Yeah, Starlink's already a thing. I don't know that much about it, but I know people are using it. If you go and watch the old Terminator movies, like the shit like with Google and Starlink, and a bunch of other things, man. That shit, is it life imitating art or the other way around? Your daughter works for a defense company. Right on. Yeah, I mean, we have anti-missile systems. We got stealth. I mean, the stealth stuff they didn't officially tell us about for years, pretty much until a few years before they retired. The ones that we know about. I mean, just imagine what they've got now that we don't know about. The defense, military defense is, they say, usually 10 years ahead of everybody else. What we have now, they had 10 years ago. Alex uses it, but only with a clear view of the sky. Well, I would imagine it'll probably get better with time after they start getting the bugs worked out. I mean, that's the that's battle plan 101 is to take out communications first. And it wouldn't take much to take out the internet. So that'll be the first thing that happens. Who knows? Maybe this Verizon thing is a test. What's going on, Thunder? I don't know what that is, Thunder. Nanya has a mini Starlink cell tower glued to her nipples. Huh. Well, a fat chick's usually got big boobies, so she probably gets pretty good reception. UX stuff. Oh, okay. So that's why I don't know what that is. The Federal Reserve is a joke. Once they get off the gold standard, I mean, they can just print money. I mean, money isn't even most money's not even physical anymore. It's just a computer somewhere says you have this amount. It's like when I decided to drop out of drop off the grid, when I went and cleaned all my bank accounts out and I got cash for everything. Uh, I had to wait. Like banks don't keep as, as much money around as you would think. So I went and cleaned all my. They actually still owe me like 90 some dollars. I need to claim that. It's on the Indiana unclaimed site. I need to go get that. But yeah, that's when I went and cleaned one of my bank accounts. They didn't have enough to give me, so they owed me the rest, and I never went back and got it. And it's not like millions or anything like that, you know. Well, Thunder, they're already the mainstream news channels are already controlled by the government. They spoon feed us bullshit, and people buy it. Like it doesn't seem to matter how many times they contradict themselves. People just don't catch it. It's weird. I'm not afraid to go back to the horse and buggy days. We got a lot of Amish people. Not like super close to here, but if I go 70 miles in pretty much any direction, we can learn a lot from them. They're going to be just fine. I wonder if this is why I've been getting some rush orders at Custom Kitty. People want armed custom cats. I think it's probably just panic buying, but I don't care. I'll accommodate. Beth Claw, you have one vivid imagination. I dig it. What's up, Mister 32 inches? I hate calling you Twomper because you're not Twomper. Um, it gives people the wrong idea sometimes. Let's see what they had planned for us for Agenda 2030. We just lived it. Yeah, Thunder, there's a lot of stuff that people have been calling out for years, and they get called crackpots or conspiracy theorists. But a lot of the stuff is coming true. People don't want to recognize it. As long as they can have their Doritos and sit back and watch spoon-fed media, as long as it isn't directly affecting them in the moment, people don't care. And then when shit happens, they're the victims, you know. An AA wife and built-in grenade. Dude, yeah, that fucking you can get AI girlfriends now. Like that's a step that's a pathetic step beyond having an OnlyFans girl. Yeah, like that will keep simps even more isolated. Like these women in their 30s, and I think this is why women my own age don't really have much interest in me because they know better. But I shouldn't say get with. I talk to. I don't know. There are more women like in their late 20s through their 30s that are interested in me because these young dudes don't know how to be real men. Like they don't know how to talk to an actual female. They wouldn't know what to do with one if they caught her. They're so used to hiding behind screens and inventing who they are. It's just I don't know. And this AI girlfriend shit is just another step to keep people isolated from real human beings. Maybe it's a form of population control. I don't know. That's my conspiracy theory. They want to keep the weak ass men inside their dingy, shitty little apartments and not actually being out in the world. Yeah, Thunder. I remember when those FEMA camps started popping up all over the place. There was an old abandoned rail yard not too far from here. When was that? Like 2012? Yeah, the fucking FEMA camps are scary, man. My friend and I went one night, and it's an old abandoned rail yard, and all of a sudden they were fixing up the tracks and fixing up the buildings and putting up new buildings. Never saw a human being there other than when they were building it. And then they put these big ass fences up around the outside, like prison type stuff. And when they put razor wire on top of a fence, if they put it towards the outside, it's to keep people out. When they put it towards the inside, it's to keep people in. And this shit, the razor wire was all towards the inside. So if it's there to protect people, give people a place to go when their shit's destroyed, like why are you walling them in? Yeah, that's another thing with the abandoned Walmarts being bought up by FEMA. People want to say it's crazy, but it's happening. And there are like I used to like Alex Jones like when we first started getting popular, but uh, sometimes your information can be good, but your presentation makes you just sound like a fucking maniac. So people don't want to listen to you. Now I did not. I fell out with him before the fucking Sandy Hook stuff. I didn't agree with any of that bullshit he did. Um, but the reason I fell out with Alex Jones is because he made this big deal and it got a lot of views on YouTube and stuff where they went into a federal building and he said, we walked in and they kicked us out immediately. What are they hiding? And they showed the video of them getting kicked out of this federal building that is public and anybody's supposed to be able to go into. Well, it made it look a certain way, but later on, there was more video that came out where him and his crew were in there with megaphones and yelling and screaming and making a big racket. Well, they didn't film that part, so they put the megaphones away, and then security came and kicked them out. They kicked them out because they were making a ruckus, not because of who they were. So that's when I kind of fell out with Alex Jones. And like the gay frog shit is true. It is the chemicals that they're exposing us to. Like it really does turn frogs gay, but humans also. I think that's why just probably not. Men are just getting fucking weaker by the day. But it's just the way he says it though, it just sounds stupid and crazy. It was that color that pressed Alex Jones about the small hats. Nope, wasn't me. Yeah, see, I watch some channels where like they show uh well like uh what's his name? Pedo did or Diddy, whatever the fuck his name is. Like they'll show pictures of them before they got famous and after they got famous, right? And granted, a lot of it they have plastic surgery or whatever, and they end up looking different or whatever. But there are some things like if you look at P Diddy then versus now, like the mouth looks the same, but the ears are different, and his head, like he looks like he's got like a fucking alien head now. Like his skull actually expanded. And there are channels that point all this stuff out. I'm not good at that, bringing up footage and shit, but yeah, the ears don't change unless they've been had plastic surgery. That was one thing they taught us. Um, I just lost my train of thought. Like when you're hunting people, when you're looking for somebody, tattoos are a big giveaway, but so they will change their appearance. Like if they were clean shaven before they went on the run, they'll grow a beard, or if they had a beard before, they'll shave or they'll dye their hair or cut their whatever. They will change their appearance. So it can be hard to spot people. But one thing that they taught us to look for is the ears, because the ears are just as unique as fingerprints. Ears and tattoos are because the last thing you want to do is fucking arrest the wrong person. You got to be real fucking sure. Like Hunger Games hunting people. Yeah, I did a little bit of that too, Danielle, but I was actually talking about fugitive recovery. I miss hunting humans. I really do. Speaking of Frogger, what's he going to continually complain about now that Meow is gone? Have no idea. He'll probably still complain about him. He probably won't stop. Yeah, Jenny, most of my human hunting was legal. That's a good roleplay idea. Danielle, you keep teasing me. If you look at the experts who make the clay molds of what someone would look like, they start with the ears and go, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." It doesn't surprise me, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, most of them. Every now and then I take a little bit of side work, but we don't talk about that. It's weird though, because people get their idea of. Um, we don't really even like the term bounty hunter, but I use it just to make things simpler. But um, people get the wrong idea about fugitive recovery agents because they watch movies and watch Dog and whatever. Um, which I'm told that the cameras actually make Dog look a little weirder than he really is. Um, but yeah, people will call you up and try to get you to do hits for them. They'll, yeah, they'll just call you on your business number and yeah, or they want you to find an ex girlfriend or some shit. Now I did do a little bit of um, skip tracing for people on the side like that, but uh, sometimes people just come across as really stalkery, and so I wouldn't. I would just tell them I don't do that. But like a couple people wanted their birth parents found and shit like that. I did that a couple of times. How many people were signed in as marshals? Did I hear a number? No, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by signed in as marshals. Oh, are you talking about the Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, I didn't sign up for that. I know what you're talking about, Thunder, but yeah, I considered it, but some of the ways they do things though is I'm just not down with because somebody might not necessarily be guilty, and that kind of thing kind of winds up as a lynch mob sometimes. And yeah, I didn't like how that kind of shit was being ran at the time. And yeah, I got out of it because I can't wrestle with these motherfuckers anymore. So then, like the last thing you want to do is rely on your gun, right? And I found myself in situations where I use my baton more than anything. I hardly ever use pepper spray because when you pepper spray somebody, like you have to put them in your you have to deal with it. You have to call an ambulance for them, have them checked out, and then you have to put them in your car, and it takes a long time for that shit to go away. And then God forbid the wind ships and pushes. You got to be aware of wind direction and everything. But I use my baton. Usually all I had to do was get it out, and people would comply. But um, I used my baton when I had to. We always tried to be cool and talk shit down first. De-escalation was our first thing, but not everybody's going to be de-escalated. But I found myself in situations where, like, ordinarily I would wrestle this fucker to the ground and hog tie him. Uh, but there were situations where I'm thinking I just might have to shoot this motherfucker. And yeah, not that I mind shooting people, but the paperwork is horrible. The darts. Are you talking about tasers? I didn't carry tasers. Um, we had to be every weapon that we carried. We had to be certified in, and I was already certified in firearms, baton, and pepper spray. So I never went for. I figure if I can't get them with all that shit, then plus, like I was already carrying all that crap. I didn't want another thing to have to carry around with me. You got your gun, you got your pepper spray, you got your baton, two sets of handcuffs. You're wearing all this shit, and I didn't really want to fuck with another one. So I never went and got certified with taser. So I don't know. I've never like whatever weapon you certify in, they use it except for guns, of course. So yeah, you got to be pepper sprayed, and you wind up getting arm barred with batons and shit. So I never went to get my taser certification. Did I carry a World War II? No, I should have though. Is the taser fairly new? No, no, they've been out. I don't know, probably they started getting popular. I don't know, like 20, 25 years ago. I mean, they've been out for a while, but and that was another thing is there were reports of people. Uh, oh, stun guns are. If you get the right girl, stun guns can be a lot of fun. I'm just saying. Eating by maggots while I'm enjoying life. Okay. Not sure what you mean by that, but as long as it makes you happy, keep doing it. Bill's down bad. Brown has double the views. It don't surprise me. The more retarded you are, the more viewers you get. What's going on, Doctor Mortician? Scared of funeral homes? Yeah, they're not the most pleasant of places to be. I mean, they make them nice and all, but yeah, my buddy that just got killed up the road here, he didn't have a funeral. They just had a little get together at his sister's house this weekend for him. It seems like people don't want to or can't spend the money on it. The thing, man, some funeral homes are just like they take advantage of people that are grieving. You know, they're not all like that, but man, they some of them come out like vultures. Oh, what the fuck, Frogger? What run your mouth, Jenny, too, when I haven't said shit. You want me to be disrespectful? I will have no respect for him. I care less. Mark's dead means he can't call my mother no more. Well, that's true. I mean, I understand you being angry about it. I was angry about it. You know, I tried to get him to show proof of certain things, which never happened. Yeah, I'm not down with him calling your mom either. But dude, you got to just let shit go at some point. Don't let it eat you up. I mean, you kind of proved her right. Frogger, don't give people what they want ever. Yeah, I could use a coffee too, actually. Yeah, Thunder. If you're not here for the fuckery and the bullshit, it's easy to get lost. What's going on, Richard B? That's why you never let her finish before me. Look, she's got just as much time as you do. If she don't finish at the same time, it's her fault, man, not yours. Frogger, there's no point in letting it make you angry, man. Don't let shit get to you. I mean, all right, you had every right to be angry when he called your mom. I'm with you on that, but uh, it can't happen again. So just relax a little bit. I think Thunder was gone for a year. You only have to be gone for a week to be totally lost. I mean, I get the Cliff Notes versions of stuff, but I'm still lost on what happens most of the time. I can't sit and fucking watch the internet all day to try to figure out what's going on. And I'm not subscribed to half the people anymore, so do they not teach proper grammar at Juggalo? Oh shit, Juggalos. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I had some friends that were Juggalos, but yeah, they were all just a bunch of leeches that didn't want to work and wanted everything handed to them. If you happen to be the one in the group that has a job, God help you. Oh, speaking of this bullshit, I don't know if American Smoker, if you're listening, I'm gonna wait and say this when I know he's around because I don't want to have to go through it all again. Juggalos are super dope. I disrespectfully disagree, and they are totally not closeted homosexuals. Yeah, that was something else I noticed. I went to I mostly stayed in camp. I was the cook. I didn't go to most of the festivities, but I went to one of their fucking festivals one time with some people, and they may as well have had it in a trailer park because it was nothing but painted up white trash. Like, oh, they're like, oh, chicks run around there with their titties hanging out and blah blah blah. And it's true, but they most of them ain't titties you want to see. And they were like, I brought a lot of food because I just wanted to hang back and be the cook for everybody. But man, we had so many fucking mooches running over to camp, and they just assumed that they were welcome to everything. And now I don't mind helping somebody out, and I like, you know, I like to share. But when they have this sense of entitlement, and they just assume that they're welcome in your camp. I got a problem with that. So of course they offered to kick my ass for me. Well, any reservations? Reservations for what, Thunder? Oh, Indian reservations. No, we have reservations here, but there is like where there's old burial ground stuff. Um, White people aren't allowed there. There are things like that. There are, little pieces of land that are designated for natives only. Um, some of them are known, like you can find them on maps and stuff, but other ones are secret. Um, I sneak in there from time to time, but I don't bother anything. And some of the places where I found a lot of arrowheads, you can hunt arrowheads there, but you have to give them everything you find, which I might may or may not have given them everything. Um, but yeah, we have like I went to the my brother's a deadbeat dad. I'll just say it. Um, After his daughter was born, the daughter's mother is full blooded. I think Iroquois. I don't remember now exactly. Yeah, it was Iroquois, but I got invited to the festival where they inducted the baby into the tribe, and it was pretty awesome. So they're like tribal leaders and stuff around here, but there's not any actual reservations. Yeah, there's across from the college I was trying to live stream at yesterday. Across from there is an old we call it the old Indian school. It's abandoned for a very long time. We used to sneak in there and play paintball, but um, they got it restored now. But yeah, that was a place where this part of the country was one of the last places where an Indian was allowed to be and live like an Indian. But they decided to re-educate them into white people. But yeah, there's an old school that they use that for. There was a rumor. There was a rumor that uh, an Indian went into town and assaulted a white woman, and so the locals all went to the school and rounded all the Indians up, put them in the basement, and slaughtered them. But that's total bullshit. I've been in that building many times, and there's no basement there. There's like a little boiler room off to the side. It's kind of down underground, but it doesn't even have a basement. What's going on, Susan? Yeah, we found um, we found skulls and stuff like that around here, but you always got to report it because you don't know if it was a murder or an old Indian thing. Or we also have a lot of old cemetery. Like back in the day, they didn't do death certificates, and you had family uh, cemeteries where they would just bury. Ma and Pa'd be buried out there, and a few whoever, you know. Some of them have headstones that are still up today, and the ones that you can read get pretty descriptive. But there are some that were never marked, so sometimes when people are doing renovations or whatever, they end up digging up an old family plot. Dude, the royal family, I forget the name of the book. I read a book. This dude was in prison for murder, and but he was telling a story about how he was when he was a teenager, they were paying him to go and uh, have relations, we'll say, with members of the royal family. That shit runs deep. I mean, like with Jimmy Savile or Savile or however you say it, it's fucked up, man. I've never seen an elongated skull around here. They caught an advisor to Prince of Wales. Oh, that don't surprise me. That don't surprise me at all. It went both ways though, Thunder. Sometimes Indian tribes would also kidnap. They'd kill the whole family, but take the kids and integrate them into their tribes. So it went both ways. Both races did equally nasty stuff to the other. You have the name Seville in your ancestry. I would cut that branch off, meth clause. I would just cut it right off and never talk about it again. When Prince Andrew was involved with Epstein, like Prince Andrew stayed at Epstein's house and stuff. Yeah, we're all still waiting for the full Epstein stuff to come out, and I don't think it ever will. Same thing with Diddy. Um, I would bet when they raided his house but didn't arrest him, they were probably in there looking for the blackmail material so that they could take it and destroy it for certain people. That's probably why they didn't arrest him on the spot. All these dudes, like, I don't, these dudes took millions of dollars to get fucked in the ass by Diddy. I just, like, where did Diddy get all the money to pay these people with? Where did all that money come from? Some guys got 50 million, some got 10 million, some got a million, some did it for a crack rock. I don't think there's any amount. Oh, no doubt he's blackmailing a bunch of people. I don't think like there's no amount of money I could take from that. So there are some things money can't wash away. You know. I mean, blackmail is the oldest form of control on the in the book. God damn it. Royals are gone. Oh, the Vatican. Yeah, that's another institution that's not really about religion. Yeah, Thunder. Name names. We're all here for it. Oh, come on now. Meth laws. Let's not start that kind of thing unless we have proof. I don't care for WOG either, but uh, let's not start with that. I mean, pedophilia runs deep, and it's horrible. Like you picture these, samurais, tough guys that wouldn't think twice about lopping your head off with a sword. They had young boys that traveled with them for, uh, you know, bad purposes, and like it was just accepted. Like they didn't think twice about it. Like it's infested with everything. What's going on, Bill Evans? Jim Carrey. Oh no, tell me Jim Carrey. I mean, nothing really surprises me, but yeah, we probably ought to put Prince Albert back in his can. Diana did not die. Well, that's a wild one. Which list are you talking about, OJ? Because there was a like a partial list that came out a while back, but like the full list and all the evidence, I doubt we'll ever see it. It's probably been destroyed. or somebody else is using it. Like the same people probably getting blackmailed, but they're getting blackmailed by somebody else. Tom Hanks. Tom. What? Yeah, I heard Tom Hanks fled to Greece or someplace to avoid something. We were talking earlier about how when you compare before and after pictures of people before they got famous and after they got famous, I mean, like sometimes their height is different. And like the shapes of their ears and the shape of their skull. It looks like them, but it ain't them. I mean, I thought that was like kind of nutty shit, but um, it there's some pretty damning evidence to suggest that it's real. Like there have been replacements. Damn thunder. I'd be interested in seeing what you have. Do you are you on Instagram? Yeah, Jamie, that's another thing is like people that you've never heard of, all of a sudden they're big in Hollywood, and they have these backstories that when they're fact checked, well, they turn out to be bullshit. Like they say, oh yeah, I was on the comedy circuit for 20 years, blah blah blah, but like nobody in the comedy circuit heard of these people. Yeah, Thunder, I know you're not from this community, but you have information that I'm interested in. If you want to, if you're able to come up and uh, show us what you've got, you're more than welcome. I'd be very interested in hearing about it. Seen the shots of Boy Lover. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. There, Thunder. Hand symbols. Yeah, I've seen some of that. Like I said, I used to think a lot of the stuff just sounded nutty, but the more you look into it and see the actual facts, it like it people don't want to face that it's real, but a lot of it is. I'm not saying I believe everything, but there's some stuff that you just can't. Yeah, the way they advertise some things, if you look at it through a different lens, it is pretty damn creepy. And I forget the name of the artist now, but the tranny from Mr. Beast. Now you watch, YouTube's gonna shut this down now. Um, that tranny from Mr. Beast. I forget the name of the artist, but this artist is quite popular now. Make a shit ton of money. Uh, painting what amounts to CP. I've not actually seen the examples, but uh, hearing people talk about it that are credible, like it's like how the fuck do they get away with this? Apparently, it's not illegal to paint children in those situations. That's the thing. Every president has body doubles. We're not supposed to know that, but that's a real thing. And most certainly, evil is real. It was fecal recognition is a thing. I mean, you can make Revelations is another. Uh, actually a scary book of the Bible because there's a lot of stuff in there that you can draw. You can draw illustrations to things that have happened and are going on right now. They talk about the mark of the beast, but um, back when that was written, they didn't have the technology we have now. You can draw the illustration between. Uh, you have to have this mark of the beast if you want to purchase anything. You have to have this mark of the beast if you want to go anywhere. Um, but basically, people are volunteering for something very similar without realizing it. You carry a cell phone, it don't matter if you have the location set off, you're being tracked. You got your money in a bank account, which they want to do away with paper money altogether. So you will have no choice but to use a card. And they're already implanting chips into people's hands voluntarily. You know, they they're forcing it on us in a subtle kind of way where people don't notice. And so we wind up like sheep sticking our heads in the fence. Harp is a real thing. Um, Chemtrails, I mean, we know for a fact that the government has spread shit into the atmosphere with airplanes, but um, It's not as widespread as some people say, I don't think. Thunder, I don't care if this community likes it or not. Uh, I do what I want on this channel. Fuck everybody else. Um, I'm not trying to twist your arm, but you don't have to go on camera. You don't have to turn your camera on. I just very much would like to hear what you have to say. HARP is absolutely a real thing. Sometimes though, like chemtrails are real. Like we know for a fact they spread stuff over cities and experimented. We know that that's happened, but it's not as widespread as some people think. Like I live a couple hours from Chicago, so we're kind of like right on the flight path for planes going into O'Hare, and they will make grids. You know, it looks like they're making grids or whatever, but it's just planes flying in patterns to land at O'Hare. You know, you can't have them. You can't have them just scattered around in the sky. They got to stay in a pattern. So sometimes it makes X's, sometimes it makes checkerboards. Look, the Earth's weather. I mean, no doubt, shoving chemicals into the sky is not helping anything. But the Earth's weather and atmosphere has been changing since the Earth was formed. We've had ice ages, and then we've had floods, and then we've had drought. Like it goes in cycles over millions of years. I mean, we still don't really know who built the Great Pyramids. They're more than 5,000 years old, though. King Tut. I am King Tut. The King Tut thing was a theory that they came up with back in the day, and they just stuck with it. Um, that's the thing. Once they start teaching stuff in schools and scientists or historians, they have entire careers based on the story that they've told and what they believe happened. And sometimes they just make shit up. But when new evidence when new evidence appears, they won't say, "Oh shit, I was wrong. Let's redo this." They just double down, you know. And I'm not saying it was aliens, but I'm just saying that we've been taught a lot of things that aren't right. Flat Earth. Oh man, I can't get with you on that one. All I have is a phone thunder. I mean, I have internet on my phone, so I can look at stuff. Have I looked at? Yes, I listened to it with an open mind, and uh, I mean, I'm willing. I know for a fact that science is lied, or well, people that write shit down have lied to us for a long time, and like I know that's for sure. But uh, like I don't believe that the moon landing was fake either. I mean, I've been up in the air many times, and you can see the. You get high enough, you can see the curvature of the Earth. It's not because they manipulate the plane windows. You think Nixon called on a landline phone to the moon? No, no. They have relays done by antennas and satellites. Like there's not a phone line. There's not a physical phone line that goes to the moon. How did the go karts get to the moon? They were folded up. They had to pull them out of the capsule and uh, unfold them. Do you think it's sad that we don't go to the moon now? Well, I mean, it's expensive as fuck. And if they could find an economical way to do it, uh, you know that they'll find something that they can mine and make money on up there. But it's just too damn expensive right now. All right, Jenny, you take it easy. Yeah, find something big to feed the cat too. Yeah, somebody needs to show me what you have. I'm interested, even though I don't agree with all of it. I'm still interested in it. No, I get it, Thunder. I understand, but fuck them. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to twist your arm, um, but I really don't. I get it. Not everybody wants to be ripped on. I get it, and it'll happen. But I mean, you don't have to identify yourself. You don't have to turn your camera on either. Yeah, no, I get it, Thunder. I don't want your I do not want your information. Um, but you can make a different Google account. Just don't put any real information on there. I can't track you from here. Yeah, there are like if you go to DuckDuckGo, you can make an email address on there that won't let anybody track you. And I am not a hacker, so it's not like I can figure out a way around it. But yeah, you can get emails that are supposed to be non-traceable. And even if I did stumble across something, I would never fucking tell anybody. Oh shit. Cover your eyes, everybody.
Hello?
What's going on? What's going on, Banana Boat?
Hello?
Hello?
Do you like a banana boat?
um, I don't. I'm not comfortable with how this is going. What kind of bananas are you talking about? Chiquitas or the other
It's
kind?
it's it's me.
All right.
Maybe I'm gone.
You did
I'm
a
gone.
really good. You did a really good voice.
I did the the victorious bastard voice when he pretends to be an old lady. All right?
Yeah,
You've
I
heard
was
that?
for a
Yeah.
second there. I was
Hello,
wondering. Yeah, yeah.
hello, hello.
You got the hello down really good.
What's going on, man?
Oh no, we're just talking about. Um, man, it's really hard to explain.
Oh God.
But Thunder knows a whole lot of things about a whole lot of people, and
Oh.
I'm kind of worried about Thunder's safety. I hope we never find out who that is.
Hmm. Okay. Sounds good.
but
Sounds about right.
ho- ho- hopefully they will enlighten me.
Yeah. Let's see. So what's been going on? What's the latest on the street?
I don't know. You watched Matt's earlier. I came in late, so I didn't hear everything. I don't know if there's anything new going around or not.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's a lot of the same old stuff. Uh, nothing new. Not that I'm aware of.
Like nothing's ever surprising anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, the same people are bullying the same people. Um, you know, it does feel like um, more weirdos are coming around. That's for sure. People are like finding this little hellhole corner on the internet, right? Um,
Yeah.
this latest guy, whatever his name is, something zero. I don't even know what the hell his name was. Who was on Ray's panel yesterday? Um, definitely
Oh,
ruffled
I
some
did see
feathers.
something. I did
Yeah.
see something about that, but I've not. I haven't seen the whole thing. Um, Apparently, the big controversy as to whether Ray should have kept talking to him or not. But if Ray was like getting information and finding out what the guy is all about, I don't really fault him for that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I
I,
think that was my takeaway because I saw the whole. I mean, I was like listening to part of it, and then I was like, it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why are they talking to this guy, right? Um, because I heard enough out of this guy's mouth, just be like, oh no, dude, like you're a problem, right? Um,
mhm.
but the way that I was like viewing it as a like I'm not a catcher, so I'm not gonna like try and interrogate somebody. I'm just gonna be like, you gotta fucking go, dude. Um, but Ray is obviously a catcher, right? He's done catching, and so he was so I think you were there for a bit. I had Ray on my panel last night. We had an extended conversation about it. I felt like it was good. I learned
Yeah,
something. But yeah, Ray was kind of approaching it from that lens of like trying to expose this guy if there's something to expose, right? So taking that approach versus somebody like
yeah.
me, like I'm not trying to expose anybody. I'm just like, oh, bro, I've heard enough stuff, and I think you're weird, and you're gone, But then Ray said, like, well, then where does he go? He doesn't. He could still, if you're going to expose somebody, it's probably better to get as much information from them, and about
Getting it
them.
out of their own mouths. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So then you can kind of put it out there and be like, this person's non grata, right, around the community. Um, so that
Well,
was
I mean,
interesting.
it was the first time the guy had been up on panel around here, right? Um, so kind of finding out what somebody's all about to me is like unless they start giving like graphic details about shit or being all cocky about it, then
Yeah,
I kick them or whatever. But it I think it sounded to me like Ray was just trying to find out what the guy was about, and I can't really fault him for that. It's not like
yeah,
the dude's a regular, just come up on panels and being weird and hanging out all the time. Um,
exactly. Yeah, and that was my
you know what I
takeaway.
mean? So
It didn't start out like that, because my stream started out very much in the vein of like, what are these guys doing? Um, and
right,
then he came up, and then we had a conversation, and we got somewhere. But I will say, and I don't know if you're seeing this too. Obviously, there are some. I mean, there's a bunch of people you could say like, okay, they're just kind of a weirdo. Not calling them a pred, not calling them a pedo, but they're just weird, right? There's like that gray area, and then there are people that have obviously like harmed kids, that fall into a particular bucket. But as of late, a lot of these like gray area kind of creepy dudes have been coming in from the they all know hoax wars, right?
Yeah, I know.
Some way, shape, or form. So I'm like, there's a pattern. There's a pattern,
Yep.
right? They're not coming in from like, Scotty or this or that community. They're coming in via like hoax wars. And so for me, that raises another red flag. Obviously don't have any
Yeah.
definitive proof, but there's a pattern there, man, for sure.
Well, there's a reason, and I forget whose panel it was. Sabby's or Locksmiths or I remember Sabby was doing most of the talking, but when Hoax Wars first started nosing around, he only came in on his uh, Mitch Richmond account, and somehow they found Hoax Wars. I don't know how they found it, but they found it, and they called him out about it on a live stream, and he went and immediately started hiding all of his videos. So I mean, but he's got people there like we have here. Like we have people that record everything that everybody does. He's got people that have been
Yep.
tracking him for years, and they've said
Yep.
they'll send me links to videos that they have, but they're fucking 5, 7, 8, 9 hours long, and they give me no timestamps. And I'm not
Yeah.
digging through it, but I've seen some clips, where he has kids in his. He's got more than one Discord, and then he has kids on his Telegram and all this shit. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen enough. I think, if you connect the dots, I'm like, there's something there. There's a pattern. And so, we just got to continue to follow the trail, right? The digital trail.
Hmm.
Yep. What else was happening?
Oh, Batmom made the scene. That's really awesome. Uh,
Oh yeah.
haven't flirted with her in a while. What's going on, Big Moose? Oh shit! I just lost my.
Yeah. Batmom's back. Um, Juniper came back today and she got bullied again, right? I mean, I don't
Yeah, I saw
I don't
that.
know. I think these people that are trying to bully her are going to end up on the losing end of history. Um, because you really can't, you just can't cancel anybody. Um, I had Jonathan on my panel the other night, and I was like, I thought you got canceled by Ray. He's like, you can't cancel anybody. I'm like, you're right.
You, you can't, dude. I've been canceled. How many times? You got to
Yeah,
consent to be canceled. You know.
sign some paperwork,
Right.
give your blood, whatever, hair sample. um, what else? The whole like NTF thing. I don't know what's happening with NTF. She's kind of spiraling. Um, ever since she monetized her channel, she's just gone down a spiral, and so not sure what's happening with her.
Mm.
Um,
Is she not going live now, or?
and not, she hasn't been. Yeah, she was, but then she was like rage quitting after like 12 minutes or 15 minutes.
Dude, that's.
People triggering her.
I I don't know if she doesn't see it or if it's just her shtick or whatever, but like most of her mods are there just to make her rage quit. That's these
Hmm.
people get off on it, and I
Yeah,
don't know if she just doesn't see it or if she's burnt so many bridges that like she can't reconnect with some of those. I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
She called me a pedo like 2 weeks ago, Bill.
yeah, I know.
She called me a pedo because she was under the belief that I supported Angela G. And I don't. Me, Angela G, and I have had a falling out. I told her where I stand on her positions and what my position is, and we've walked
Hmm.
away from one another cordially, whatever. Um,
Yeah, I did
and
the
I don't
same
know.
thing. I was like, I
Yeah,
can't rock with
exactly.
you if
You
you're
yeah
gonna,
you did too, right? And so I don't know
yeah.
what happened after that, but something happened and somebody said something to her. I wasn't even there. but people sent me the clip. It's on the internet, um, where she like calls me a pedo, and I'm like, how am I? Does she have any proof, any paperwork to prove that I'm a pedophile? Does she have any charges, any arrest reports, any victim statements or testimony? Um, like, where did that come from? And then around the same time, she also issued me a kind of a threat of like suicide. She said, she told me
Oh,
that she
God.
hoped that I died and drowned in my hot tub, right? Like pretty crazy things. And I'm like, what have I done to you, right? And here's this person in the community that has a channel that people like to gravitate towards, and everybody gives her all the breaks in the world, like they did to Jeff, right? Um, but I'm like, no, I mean, Nunya accused me of being a pred. She never accused me of being a pedo. Nunya never told me that she wished that I would have unalived myself. So at this point, I'm like, Nunya has more points going into this game than NTF does, right? In terms of vile shit that they've done to me. Um, and so she's continued to like hit me up in the DMs, trying to make peace. And I've told her, I'm like, the only way I'll make peace with you is if you come on my panel. And she has yet to do that. I was live last night for 4 hours. She didn't show up, you know? And I'm going to continue to fucking keep my foot on her neck, until she's gone. Because I just don't think that's okay for people to be able to say those things and then kind of blow it off, you know? Oh, I was mad. I didn't mean it. Whatever. No, you said
Yeah,
it.
it's an
You
act of
said it.
desperation.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what she does.
That's the thing. They get themselves in a tether because they get caught up lying about somebody, or they're trying to cancel somebody and it's not working. So they
Hmm.
just call you. They've done it to me too. I mean, I don't think that, as far as I know, um, NTF hasn't, but Anya did.
Yeah, JFK. Yeah, she said she did said both things. Yeah, she said she called me a pedo, and then she also said that she hoped that I drown in my hot tub. Right? For what reason? It's crazy. So.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. People manipulate NTF every time she goes live.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure. Yeah.
so they get her all worked up, and the whole point for the most of the people that still watch her, uh, their whole thing is to get her upset and make her rage quit. And again, I don't know if
Hmm.
it's just her shtick, so she keeps going along with it, or if like she just really doesn't realize what's being done to her.
I think it's the latter. I don't think she's smart enough, like to be able to create that kind of a manipulation. Um, I think she's being manipulated by people, right?
Yeah,
It reminds me of Jeff when Jeff was, and Jeff has run a couple of like decent streams lately. He's sober, right? Um, which is great, but it reminds me of the Jeff streams when he was not sober, and his mods and everybody were just taking advantage of him. That's essentially what they're doing to NTF now, you know.
right.
So yeah, it's weird. It's like I mean, it's her arc is much shorter than Nunya's was. I think Nunya lasted what, like a year here, a year and a half maybe,
Right.
and NTF is going to be like in and out in 6 months, right? She's already on her way out. Um, and so, but it's crazy the amount of free passes that people give to them. Like if I tell somebody, like if I told you that I wanted you to harm yourself, or if I called you something like, a pedo or a pred, there should be consequences. But she apparently can say whatever she wants about people, because people don't take her seriously, right? She's like a caricature. She's a
Right.
joke, right?
Yeah.
But the words are the words. They're still the same words, right? Yeah,
Well, it shows what her intentions are.
yeah, yeah. So I'm sure she's listening now, or she will listen to this, or people that are listening to this. She needs to. I'm gonna block her
Oh,
today because
she's
she keeps she
she.
keeps DMing she keeps DMing me wanting to handle it behind the scenes, and I'm like, no, the things that you said about me were not behind the scenes. So we are not going to handle this behind the scenes. We're going to handle this on my panel, on my channel. And she's had 6 opportunities, and she hasn't shown up, right? Because apparently she claims to be responsible and like I'm working or whatever. I'm like, bitch, fucking panels all day, right?
Right.
And so,
Oh, I guarantee you,
yeah.
she's getting DMs right now, and it's not because anybody gives a shit about her. It's just because they want to keep the trouble stirred up.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, she's
Yep.
getting DM'd right now. Oh, they're talking about you. Blah blah blah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, we're
I
talking about
stopped.
her.
I didn't block her, but I stopped talking to her a while back when she lied to everybody about Clown was holding over her head that he knew her address, and she told me about it, and then she lied about it and said, "Oh, I never said that." So I don't like putting out DMs. That there's a whole lot of
Yeah,
people around here. If I started throwing out our old
she told me
messages, that
she. It's funny. She told me the same stuff about Clown. You know, she's like, I'm like, why do
yeah,
you allow Chomo in your chat? Oh, because he has my information. I'm like, everybody has your information, right?
yeah,
Like, what's he gonna do? You know, um, like there's a fucking website about you, girl.
is
I don't
there?
know who made that, but oh yeah. Um, and so like her shit's out there. It's like doesn't matter if people. I mean, her information is like available. Um, but I think especially given that, I'm like, I don't know why she's coming to people so sideways. I don't think I've ever done anything wrong to her, but um, you know, she wants to fuck with me. She's gonna find out, and I'm not gonna let her off the hook so easily by having a private conversation with her. I've already explained to her. I gave her a cheat sheet. I'm like, you come on my panel. You've already had 6 chances and you failed. Maybe you'll have another 2 chances this week. And I've told her what the questions are I'm going to ask her. Like I've front loaded it. She can wear her helmet. That's no problem. I don't have an issue with that. Um, and we'll go from there. But she's not going to do it. She won't do it. She's a coward. So
Yeah, Thunder has a point that I thought about quite a bit. Right about the same time, Mitch started coming around. There
hmm
was this Twitter group that they were talking about how they were going to take this community down and all this bullshit, blah blah blah. And now I hear that Telly's been tied to a Twitter account. It's just awfully strange and coincidental that these people that have fucked up things around here all started coming around about the same time, and they're the ones that are
exactly.
constantly starting shit and making up shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I find it very interesting. But the thing is, the cool part is that they missed their mark because this isn't really the catching community. It hasn't been
Right.
for a long time. It just happens to be how we know each other.
hmm That's right. That's right. There's a whole other world of YouTube communities and IG communities and Facebook communities around individual catchers, and then I mean I think that's most of the activity. I mean a lot of these catchers have massive followings, and it's just not the people are focused on one thing, and that's the catches, right? And that's it.
Yeah. Well, most of the people that were really strong supporters of the actual community that used to hang out here don't hang out here anymore. They're most of them are gone. You know, we had more people hanging out here. Like, I mean, Bill Evans is still around, and
Hmm.
Jersey. Those guys. There were a lot more people like them in this community a year ago as opposed to now.
Yep.
What's I forget the numbers. It's TELE. I forget the numbers. It's telling in a series of numbers, but the numbers matched up exactly with his YouTube account, and somehow that's supposed to be a coincidence. Uh, but I don't remember the exact name of the account under.
Oh, you talking about his Twitter account?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, dude, this guy's a creep.
yeah. We used to have quite a few of the OG catchers that hung out here, and they were all like, "Fuck this," and they're gone, and I don't blame them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get, yeah. There's that's a smart move, right? To stay way far away from this place.
Yeah,
That's right. That's a good question, Jamie. It's a good question.
yeah. And given enough time, there's usually some kind of sus shit that pops up about them.
You saw that Alex got his channel back from a couple years ago.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of content on there. I've been watching it for like 3 days straight. I mean, I think I've probably
Yeah.
watched over half of the catches that are on there, but like rewatching them and then watching the ones that I hadn't seen. Some you can also kind of
Oh
track
yeah.
his
Back.
growth as a catcher too. You know, he's come a long way in terms of his approach, and he's still like on that channel. He's still kind of a little silly, a little like like could tighten things up a little bit. But there's obviously earlier stuff where he was just way over the top and just being stupid. You know.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I when I ran across Alex, he didn't even have 1,000 subs yet, but I'm sure he got thrown into my algorithm because I've been watching some other catchers. But I'm like, oh,
yeah.
this is awesome. This dude exposes Preds and he roasts them, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
But I also like the way that I felt like I've watched a kid grow up. You know what I mean? The way he's
Yeah.
developed into what he is now is a lot different, but uh, I like it.
Yep. Yeah. He's totally shifted, man. He's totally grown up, and you see some catchers that just haven't. They're like stagnant, right? Either in their style or their approach, or just kind of correcting, particular things. I think of like, you know, Tommy, where on any given day, like he might do okay in a catch, but like overall, he hasn't really progressed in terms of his approach, right? He still gets triggered. Um, questionable work with his decoys, getting sexual first,
Hmm.
um, zero information around updates. They don't do the updates like Alex does. We don't know what's happening with their convictions. He even said it today on his chit chat. He's like, we have a team that are like they're getting all the information about our conviction updates. You'll get it soon. Like he said that today, and people have been asking him for that shit for years, right? And he
Right.
still continues to lie and kind of lead people on, right? What a fucking dirtbag, dude. What a dirtbag.
Well, it's making him money, so that's all he cares
Yeah,
about.
exactly. $100,000 a year to do catches within a quarter mile of his fucking trailer park home, right?
Right. That's another thing about Alex is he goes all over the fucking place,
Hmm.
and he pays his guys pretty good from what I hear.
Yeah. Now he's blowing up right now, man. He's blown up. I think we're going to see something really big come out of Alex and Predator Poachers very soon. I mean, they're already blowing up, but I think something. It feels like something very big is going to happen. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that means like a a TV show or like a Netflix thing. Something like significant, right? Um, so we'll see.
I mean, Alex has been like on a steady rise pretty much from the beginning.
Yeah, he definitely has. Yeah.
What's going on,
What's up,
pullover?
pullover? Pullover's here. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing, Jamie, is people have tried to put Alex through hell, and he just pushes on through it and doesn't give in.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on, fuck, man. He's been on anxiety, or not, no, what's it called? Oh, not Media Wars. You know, with Alex Jones and all them, he's been on Tim Pool and all
Info.
kinds of Info Wars. Yeah,
Info. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, he's been on
Yeah,
a
I mean
lot
that's a
of
fucking
the
that's a
major ones.
massive platform right there, dude. That's a massive platform.
Yeah,
Whether you like Alex Jones
and
or
it,
not, if you get on
yeah,
Infowars, like that's gonna get you some fucking exposure.
I'm not crazy about Alex Jones, but still, it put Alex out there and led to
Yep.
other things. So
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think the other big pot. I mean, and I think he was on Steven Crowder. Crowder's not my favorite,
yes,
but I mean, shit. Who knows, man? I mean, I would think at some point, maybe, maybe yeah, perhaps we could see Alex on like the Joe Rogan podcast or something, which would be
that would
fucking
be awesome.
nuts. But I think I'm sure it's been presented to Joe Rogan and his team, but even at the stage where Alex is in terms of his like demeanor and stuff, he still might be a little too much of a hothead for Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? He'd say some crazy shit.
I don't know.
I
He's had some risque people on there.
Yeah, yeah,
Thing about Joe Rogan though is that uh, he said that his stuff is planned like 6 months in advance. Like the guests are secured like 6 months ahead of time.
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Mm-mm-mm.
The something I'm worried about, and we've already seen it with YouTube modeling them.
Mhm.
There's been quite a few high-profile people caught in these things, and
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard rumblings about it. Um, but at some point, I really do think that uh, states are going to try to make it illegal for civilians to do this kind of thing. I hope not. Um, but that's how that shit works.
Why do you think that is?
Because there's been look at how many politicians uh, that they've exposed and high-ranking people from Silicon Valley, um, law enforcement, just a lot of high-profile people. And there are states like uh, California, they've already made laws for judges to be able to go easier on Preds. Um, and some states are tightening things up, like Florida now. If you molest a little kid, you can get the death penalty, which I think is fucking awesome. But yeah, you have a lot of people in power that can make shit happen. And if them or their buddy gets exposed by one of these groups, they always look for a way to uh, make it go away first of all, or to discredit whoever does the exposing. And I think that that's one way. And we've heard rumblings about it a couple of years ago. Um, but yeah, I look for it to happen. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, powerful people have. I mean, it's. I think the example of what we're seeing unfold right now with P Diddy, right, and the empire, the wealth that he had, right, um, the the organization that he had, with so many people like knowing what was happening, um, and he got away with it for so fucking long, right? Because he was
right?
protected. He was protected. Um, just totally crazy, totally wild. He had like these like secret tunnels underneath his house, um, one of his mansions in L.A. You know, like running fucking who knows, you know, people, kids underneath them. I don't even know, um, but it's pretty fucking sick.
There are people like Cat Williams has been calling this dude out for years.
I know, I know.
And they you had that dude that went into I think it was a hotel owned by Trump. It was like 3 years ago. He was shooting up the place, and of course he got arrested and
Hmm.
interrogated, and he was saying all this. He was nuts. I mean, he went and shot up a place, so nobody's really going to take what he says seriously. But he was going off about how he was a male prostitute for Diddy and all these other and all this shit that this dude was babbling about turned out to be
Oh, I
true.
remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I remember watching the because his interrogation was like posted, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. And they're probably like, "Ah, you're just imagining this stuff, man. No problem. Anything else, buddy?" And the guy's like telling the fucking truth.
Yeah, he was telling the truth, but the way he his presentation, I mean,
Yeah,
apparently he did all that shit to get attention, and it worked. But nobody believed him because he sounded like a nut job. He is a nut job, but he was
yeah,
right. He was telling the truth about all of it.
yeah. I remember that. That's crazy. Yeah,
And like Cat Williams and a few others have been calling this shit out for years, and people just weren't really listening. They thought he was lying or trying to get attention, whatever. But uh, he said he was offered $50 million to get fucked in the ass one time, and they would have gave
Jesus,
him
dude.
movie deals or whatever. So
Yeah,
Diddy's out there offering people $50 million to fuck him in the ass one time. Uh,
that's crazy. I mean, shit. You know,
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
oh, like,
Oh my god,
man, fuck.
that's
I'd have
crazy.
done it for
Yeah,
50. Now, there are some things that you can't come back from. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter how much money you have, it will always be in your mind that you let another dude. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? You just can't, like, I wouldn't be able to enjoy any of it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well, thought I'd come up and check in with you, Bill. It's been a while. I got to get back to some stuff.
all
It
right,
looks like you've
man.
been live for a little while.
Yeah, I have.
And yeah, thanks for having me up, and we'll see you around, man. Right?
All right, man. Thanks for
Take
coming
care.
on.
Yeah.
Right.
keep the
Take it
rubber
easy.
side down, right? Is that what they say? Keep the rubber side
Right.
down. Yeah. All right. Later, Bill.
Yeah. Stay between the ditches is what we say around here. And I lost my fucking lighter again. God damn it. I'm an idiot. Oh well. I'll rub two sticks together and make a fire. What's going on, Dusty? What's going on, Ray? Who else slipped in here? You're damn right, Sam's clip. Never start out with your best offer. Always lowball. Think about that though. You got $50 million that you could spend on anything, but you want to spend it to fuck a dude in the. I mean, like, what the fuck? I mean, that's a huge fucking power thing. It's just unfathomable. How on earth did Sam get a clit? Well, that's a long story. And yes, it is Sam Clinton. I bet if Sam had 50 million, he'd have his clit removed. Yeah, Thunder is a female, but we're not gonna tell you how she got the name Thunder. What's going on, Dominique? How you doing? Well, Sam's clit is a better name than like Sam's PMS or something like that. Clown. Yeah, we don't. If Clown knows anything about you, you better watch your back. Oh, I'm not bad, Dominique. I don't have the. I'm exhausted, but I don't have the excuse that I worked today because I didn't. I just been kind of moping around today. Got a bunch of shit I should be working on, but nah, I said fuck it. I can 100% confirm that Jamie is not a male. Something else, like I had, I don't know, American Smoker, are you in here? I really only want to have to talk about this once, but kind of waiting for American Smoker. Um, for a little bit, I thought that American Smoker and Canadian Royalty were the same person, and I had, because of a typo, I thought I had proof. Uh, Turns out I was wrong. Um, American Smoker is so, I guess, agitated. I don't know. don't want to put words in his mouth, but American Smoker is a dude. Canadian Royalty is not a dude. Um, I did not ask for any of this. I didn't particularly want any of it, but American Smoker sent me a bunch of his information. Like I know where he lives. I know what he does for a living. Um, and the accounts go back to like 2017, so they're not fake. Uh, but yeah, American Smoker and Canadian Royalty are not the same person. This dude was so irritated by it that he pretty much fully doxed himself to me to prove it. Of course, I'll never share that information, but uh, he just wants people to know that they aren't the same person. Men should be men. Yeah, they're in short supply around here, though. I'm talking about real men. It will get better in a few generations. It's not going to get better until the internet gets wiped out. Imagine some of these guys here at boot camp. I never been to boot camp, but yeah, hiding behind a screen is way different than being in the real world. These fuckers would not. They would not say the shit to somebody's face that they do online. How many men here? I mean, not that fighting makes you a man. It really doesn't. But just to kind of show the how protected people are. How many of the men in here? Put a one in the chat if you ever been in a bar fight or something similar. Put a one in the chat if you've ever ran your mouth and gotten popped for it, or you've popped somebody for running their mouth. I bet if they're being honest, not very many. Dominique doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. OJ, that doesn't surprise me either. Normie, you have a normie in the house. You should we should probably start killing the normies. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. These fuckers all hide behind keyboards. They'd shit their pants if anybody actually did knock on their door. Yeah, language has changed, and there were already lazy parents, but it made lazy parenting even easier because they hand their fucking kids a phone or an iPad and let them wander all over, run into weirdos on the internet instead of actually interacting with your kids. And people just aren't fucking like they used to. People aren't having as many kids now because they have e-girlfriends or AI girlfriends, or they just do this bullshit 24 hours a day. They don't get out and actually meet people. It's sad. A lot of these dudes will never know the pleasure of playing with boobies. Baby mama. Hey, I've got two baby mamas. But I agree with you. The nuclear family is the better option. I was with my daughter's mom for 5 years and my son's mom for 15 years. And it's always better when the family's together. But it just doesn't work like that. I mean, I stayed with, like, I couldn't stand my daughter's mom. So I stayed with her for as long as I could, and I just couldn't fucking stand it anymore. And I was starting to be an asshole all the time, and I didn't want to be an asshole in front of my kid. I mean, I easily controlled it when she was around, but like I was just in a bad mood all the time, and that wasn't good for any of us. And it was because I couldn't stand. Wasn't trying to get her pregnant, but it happened, you know. So I like, I'll step up. I'll be the dad, uh, and I always was. But man, sometimes people get on your nerves so fucking bad. You just got to get away from them before something bad happens. A problem right now. Some people around here are stocking up because of the dock strike, and they're worried they're not going to be able to get certain things. Shit like that happens. And then you have natural disasters like hurricanes. It's always good to stay prepared for anything. People always get worried around election time. Every election, people get worried. Shit. Damn it. All right. Sorry, guys. I got to go. I got a text a while back that I didn't see. I got to go get on some shit. Nothing emergency like. I'm just being irresponsible. All right. Y'all stay naked.